Miss Salon Fumbledom. Meet the Unifier this Saturday and every other Saturday. The Unifier Radio presents the Unifier this Saturday with the host, the Iron Lady, Valda Kai Kai, with the guest, Dr. Richard Conte. This na the time for you listen to Dr. Richard Conte in vision for Sierra Leone, and so that Salon go be the better country we all want. The time na 4 o'clock Santem, the USA time, and 9 o'clock evening time, Salon and UK time. Not forget for tuning to the Unifier Radio, 9 o'clock evening time, Salon time, and 4 o'clock Santem, USA time. The Unifier, we all know one.
Hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on who's you day. Now the world we listen to we. Welcome back to the Unifier Hour. Me na the hostess, Valda Kai Kai. Welcome. I know say una don't reach we now at least one or the other with social media platform them. But for the one day we not don't count on, they ask una we they on for make una share the link. Una can reach we easily through www.theunifier.com. All the resources then they na the screen for now. We're there on Facebook, we're there on X, we're there on LinkedIn, we're there on WhatsApp, we're there on TikTok, we're there on all the social media platforms then. So una connect with we on there. And as usual, I want for also make una know say we get a couple of numbers where una can call for reach we live. If you can put the resources back, then two number then they. If you they make a WhatsApp call, you can use +232 75 052 135. Or if you they make an international call from the US or the UK or Canada, you can use 1778 732 2180. So me family there, una welcome, and as usual, we go straight into it, where they bring on Dr. Richard Conte, the Unifier, for Mickey can say hello. Dr. Conte, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Valda, thank you very much. Fumbledom. Good evening from Freetown. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever we are there around the world. I'm glad this week again for come to una and for share some of your thoughts about the beloved country Sierra Leone and how we all will work together to make a better Sierra Leone.
Thank you, Dr. Conte. As you know, we don't get wasting at this program. We go straight into the questioning. I've been listening to you. They talk characters, and there's something where somebody can on later on. They talk is say in don't they see you on TV, don't they hear you in a radio, but you not ever meet you. And I just say, wow, so we get viewers, we get listeners, we probably themselves not ever meet you. So I want to let you just take maybe a couple of minutes and introduce yourself for let people and get a little bit more knowledge of who that you be. You they use the name, you say it, then they call you Dr. Richard Conte, but we all know say you now aka the Unifier. So tell me a little bit about the Unifier.
Thank you very much. Maybe I could just give me background small. Me na Richard Conte, I born Bedembu. Because my daddy na been teacher, and my mama na been housewife, doing half our business. We be they move from different locations. So I start me schooling na Kabore, near Kamakwe. I sit me selective na Kalamba. I go St. Francis. I go Bedembu Secondary School. I go Bash Memorial Secondary School. And I end up Najala. We say I do my first degree and my second degree, the first master's degree. After that, I go Germany. We say I do my master's degree. Where I do 1 year in Germany, 1 year in Ghana, and then I eventually go back to Germany and do my doctorate degree. Work-wise, I start my life as a teacher at the age of 17. At Kamakwe, I teach. for 2 years. Then I go university. I come back and teach at the same school for 2 years. After that, I proceed for studies. I lectured in Ajala from 1993 to 1994. When I left for doing a doctorate, I come back after my doctorate. While I did work for CRS, I also the lecturer in Ajala from 2000 to 2003. When I then left for ECOWAS for 4 years, which I served as the focal point for civil society in West Africa, and I also helped to establish the West Africa Civil Society Forum, where I provide leadership for the General Secretary for 4 years. I also come back and join politics in Salon in 2007. I served as Deputy Minister of Finance and Economic Development with responsibility for economic development. I also served as Minister of Care Industry, and I end up as the Chief of Staff, what they now call Chief Minister, before I left government and now I'm a private business person. But one thing we always like, now two things in my life. In my time as a professional, I will do a lot of consultancies. And one of the consultancies that I've been doing, they get to take me to Guyana to go to lead some and final evaluation of the social cohesion program. The reason why I always remember and recall that particular exercise what we go do for UNDP, because they remind me of what they happen in the country. You know, when I reflect on which have been good in Guyana and which they lead to that project and how we go contribute for make them resolve the differences and come together, see what they happen in the country today, how they don't polarize we, they don't divide we because of bad politics, because of bad governance, and because of attempts by individuals for misuse, especially the young people. They see a lot of similarities and a lot of things that we need to be addressed. And so when get any opportunity to address those issues that you do. Also, I always don't believe in the need to get people to work together. I don't ever believe, say, one person can do it alone. And therefore, in the civil society life, we formed a network on collaborative peace building in Sierra Leone. This is because in 2000, we realized that we could contribute to the peace process of civil society. So if that be as program manager for Peace and Justice, the CRS, and program manager for M&E, the CRS, and we also feel, say, the Peace and Justice program will only become successful if we work with others. So we bring together civil society groups, we form a network on collaborative peace building in Sierra Leone, and we engage in the peace process. I always remember one incident where the rebels that be kidnapped them 500 picking them, where BBC sent the reporter, and when they say then they withdraw from the peace process, we've been there right inside McKinney with the rebels at the time. We did in a workshop when that incident happened. And we've been there for play a pivotal role with the battlefield commanders over in McKinney for ensure the release of them picking them. I always get fond memories of that. Also, they recall how we look at this whole issue of just mining and see, say, we need to do something as civil society for bring attention to the public. Start first with a small group who will be the work on the Diamond Area Community Development Fund, and for try to see how the chiefdoms, the way they benefit from them, they really use them for benefit their own chiefdom, because that be the intention. So we go around the country, we do a study, and we come up with a report where help for inform how government will ensure say there's more accountability. We also see say the issue of just mining. It'd be very critical. We get the coalition on the just mining campaign, but we go further and form the National Advocacy Coalition on Extractives. That body is still there to this day. And if the area of the EITI, the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, that body they lead the civil society component of this country, which will be called NCPSL, and then for the network on collaborative peace in Sierra Leone, today, one F Sierra Leone. We will also come together in 2001 in the run to the 2002 elections and say, hey, there's too much violence in elections. Youths are being misused around elections periods. Why not come together as civil society for let we advocate. And then we form again the National Advocacy Coalition for just look at violence-free elections. And we'll be the campaign for violence-free elections around the country. And at the time, may not be one of the spokespersons. And they go on radio and television, and they go around this country, they engage youth, sensitize them about the need to make them not allow themselves to be used for violence. And so that body will be start as the violence-free elections campaign 90 days of the National Elections Watch. So these are some of the things which for me very important. Then when I go West Africa again, they make me the focal point for civil society in West Africa. We also come together with other more senior civil society people and the International Alert and campaign for Center for Democracy and Development in Nigeria. We form within the West Africa Civil Society Forum where they to this day. So these are the types of things we may believe in that we always get for form alliances. So even when I come into politics, I also believe that politics will only succeed when we work together. Therefore, I say, Mina a unifier. I believe we have to come together. We will not allow with differences for define how we relate to each other. I believe people get their choices. And those choices not necessarily always they agree with your own preferences, but where they exist, no one understands not just people and preferences, but therefore we define them like that. We therefore embrace everybody, therefore work together because we in the Unifier campaign, we believe we all are one and we all get a part to make a better scenario. Basically, in a nutshell, this is the Richard Conte.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte, for elaborating on your ideals and why then they call you the Unifier. You just don't open your eye to so much what you don't do for the country and even for the region as a whole. Thank you. I want to ask you a question around we youth them because it looked like you get a passion for the youth there. And we say, we youth there and they don't get much for do this high unemployment. I want to ask you a question on something where you call on the youth then for. Do you call on them for take on leadership and empowerment and responsibility towards securing their heritage salon essentially, and you call on them for take on leadership roles in that area for secure their heritage? And I want to make you expand on that a little for we.
Yeah, people like you always talk say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. We believe tomorrow will never come. So when people say the youth are the leaders of tomorrow, they're in essence saying youth man forever lead. I'm saying the youths must be leaders today. Because the youths will play a constructive role in laying the foundations and building blocks for a better future in Sierra Leone. Because it's about their future. And if there not be a path for build their own future, we allow people the way their own time don't pass for build their future, then they might build this in ways where they reflect the realities of today. Because when you look at the youths and the times we are in, some of us were born before computer. So if one body where they're born before computer can't define things for this age, I don't think that are the right person. We need people who understand the trend of things and therefore we're able to respond to the needs of the people appropriately. And if the youths constitute about 60% of the population, then it just makes sense to make them play an active part. So we believe, the youth will play an active part in governance. They will play an active part in leadership. And we in the Unifier team, we believe, youths have the capacity to do it. They have demonstrated that they can do it. What this means, however, that we will create opportunities that will make youths actualize their potentials. If now music, the youth man want for excelling, then we support them in the music to make it excel. If now any trade, be it carpentry, masonry, blacksmithing, whatever it is, where it choose for do, the environment for be created for make people excel in that. If now business, you want for do, the environment for be created for make you get access to capital and be able to build up a business. If you want to be an innovator, I always refer to one boy do, when an inventor. Government for invest in those areas. I see one documentary, one Bobo way prepare keke, where they run on electricity, where you make from just a battery. And you do everything to the drive. No, noise free, pollution free. Inside free talk. I believe say government for invest in those types of things. There was a time where somebody said make helicopter. And he said the helicopter they fly. You know, those are things where government for sure take interest in and attract investment for those types of projects. That is how all the big people, this way that the famous rich man in the world, that's where they start from small beginnings. The whole thing about Microsoft, what is it today? Now inside garage, the founders of Bill Gates and him Paddy, inside garage. But then they start as students at university, inside garage. Then today, they take the whole world, they are among the richest people in the world. So I believe that if we support youths in those ways, it will help. You know, and when we be there in government also, we been start with the local content law, policy when I know a local content law, where they help for really ensure say we resources, we use them for benefits to the unions. And we create opportunities to make them happen, make we get jobs for we youths. We say 20% of all senior level jobs for go to youths, 50% of all middle level jobs for go to youths, I mean for go to Sierra Leoneans, and then 100% for go to of lower level jobs for go to Sierra Leoneans. What that they mean therefore like that? When Sierra Leoneans they don't excel, they forget opportunities, forget big jobs, not to just menial jobs. And where the expertise exists locally, or where the expertise can be developed locally, I think it's cheaper for both the investor and for we as Sierra Leoneans for making use Sierra Leoneans. And I believe so we get so many Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. When they travel around the world and they talk to Sierra Leoneans, I see a lot of potentials. How we begin copy waiting they do in Ghana and Nigeria. I mean, they engage in some discussion with some of the Ghanaian and Nigerian friends. That's what they do now. I got another that. Ghanaians in the diaspora, where are medical doctors, for example, young medical doctors specializing in different fields, then they come together, they raise money, then Ghana, then build hospitals. We get different specialties, state of the art. Then you go to Nigeria. Engineers were able to come back and set up engineering firms. Government to support them through affirmative action and make sure say we use them for construct the roads. We can start with city roads. We are short streets. We do blocks of and see how they test them. Then we enhance the capacity of SLRA to provide supervision for their work. Make them do those things. We call engineers. They support able to set up themselves and begin do those types of things. We get the Institute of Engineers in Sierra Leone. When I've been there as Minister of Trade, we try to bring them together for make them form a company. But they say begin bid for this project. I think say that is the way to go. We need to create opportunities for make the youths then become active. For make the youths they're able to say, when I train in this area, there's a job waiting for me. When I do this, my future is secured. I will not be a dropout. Even if you're not able to finish university, Bill Gates not finish university. But they're one of the richest people in the world. You don't have to finish university, but you have to be innovative, you have to be entrepreneurial, you have to be creative, and you get to be given by government the potential to make you excel. So me believe say youths, they're full of ideas, full of initiatives, but what they need that the support of government for redirect the energies to use with purpose. And so even in the fight against drugs, where they undermine the chances for we picking them, if they really will picking them, if they cost them even their lives, will be all don't fall victims of. I think so we need to take concrete steps to ensure say them prepare to give them full opportunities to make them actualize their potentials. And I believe so they get up. Anything in sports, the picking one for excelling with the opportunities. That is why we forget academies. I make from a beginning, late beginning foundation. We look at sports, we look at arts, and we look at humanitarian ventures, foster care, and those types of things to provide for the less privileged. Because those are the things we're even passionate about, and those are the things we believe say useful for support the youth. We came for able to go school and play football, for able to go school and do in music, for able to go school and do in trade, so that it will excel and it will be better, and it will all help for raise the level of these types of things and make it a better place. There's so many things that we need to do for youth in this country, and I believe say youth, even in governance, they, no position no day where a qualified youth are able to occupy. You know, and age no matter. As long as they get what it take to deliver for this country. We have seen youths excelling at the highest level in government at this country. And I believe say, and they don't prove say they can do and sometimes even do it better. Or they'll give the opportunities to make them excel themselves.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. What a detailed response. Doc, you mentioned something. You say for let the youth they're able for excel and actualize their potential, they need certain scaffolding around them for let where the government for provide for let they able for establish and reach and actualize their potential. While you be the sit down there, something just crossed my mind. This we free quality education. I think say for let anybody get anywhere, we need standardization, and part of that they get for do with education. But we current education system is something that's difficult to understand. However, I just want to ask you if you can give me maybe how well, if you can tell me how well you think say the education system they on track for preparing we youth them for enter the area then they for letting go able to actualize their potential, because without a basic education it's difficult to do much.
I hear you talk about free quality education.
Yes.
Would have been the flagship project for the first 5 years of the SFP government. What did they actually give you now? Anything free and anything but quality. If anything, they succeed for just lower standards. Because I don't see how you go say you bring about quality education when you not build one classroom. I don't see how you go say you bring about quality education when you not do anything for improve upon the environment like the school for teaching and learning. I don't see how you go talk about quality education where you know work on the curriculum for make the curriculum suitable for the everyday needs of the country. I don't see how you go talk about quality education where even the forms of assessment were available to we is questionable. I don't see how you go say about quality education where the remuneration for the teachers nothing to write to about. So and when you also talk about that, I don't see how you go free quality education where they get with picking them, they drop out of university in large numbers, or then get for indulge in all types of things just for make they will pay their fees by university. And government not creates the opportunity for make the lack of money not make people drop out of school. When APC be there in power, for all students in government institutions of higher learning, government they pay 75% of the fees across the board for everybody once you get admitted. In addition to that, government they give hundreds of students grants in aid. In addition to that, all physically challenged when they go university, government they give their automatic scholarship. All we girls when they go to university for study the hardcore sciences, they get automatic scholarship. Whenever they get this massive situation where they see picking them, they lock them out of classes because they never pay fees. So even the ordinary form, they never get them. And for make them end up for doing, they get for indulge in so many things. That is not free quality education. If that is what they define as free quality education, then I need to go school again to make understand something a really free quality education. So we believe, say, when we come back, we go build on whose side we come out and try to do a better. We acknowledge, say yes, we educational. See, when we be the envision the 6334 educational system, it be anticipate a situation wherein we go equip with schools with the capacity for able to build the capacities of Pekin after Becker, so that Pekin will maybe not cut out for the grammar school type of education. If not engineering, if not plumbing, if not electrical, electromechanics, or whatever it is, within the school setting, those opportunities are created for them for excel. But go to all the schools in Sierra Leone, you go see one tractor. If you go see one proper woodwork lab, if you go even see a proper, fully equipped laboratory for that in the sciences, no school in this country, including my own school, even in a private school. Although we get a small laboratory, but it can be better. And this for me is very, very serious, and we need to address that. We need, if we say that the 6334 curriculum will be color, let it be the real 6334. Go to Ghana. Every secondary school, you see tractor park there. You go see laboratory there, then I have for woodwork. Then I have for plumbing, and those things like that. We will start a process for partnerships with some of the more established garages for exposure to this type of thing, but you never see the light of day. We get to do something. I remember when we passed the local content policy, we engaged London Mining for make them begin set up training institutions or work with existing middle-level training institutions for train the youths in the types of skills what they need for work in the mines. I remember Chevron, I met with them in America, and which will be discuss about establishing a faculty in Sierra Leone for oil and gas, for train we young people them inside Sierra Leone, so that they will be able to work in the oil industry. The idea then was that the first phase of the program, they will sponsor professors, experts for come and work inside Sierra Leone or train Sierra Leoneans. And then we as Sierra Leoneans go identify young, sharp youths, young boys and girls who we go send to the West, to the best universities. This is what is Southeast Asians did. They send their people to the best universities in the West. That is why when you go to America, you go to Europe, the best scientists are from the Southeastern countries, Southeast Asian countries. That's where they come from. So we said before, don't send the youths, let them go train, and then when they come back, then they will take over from these expatriates who will not be intended for keep forever because they're very expensive for keep at Sierra Leone. And when the training is done locally here, and the practical opportunities exist in the mines or in the rigs or wherever it is where they will work, jobs are waiting for them. You say they will get an incentive for comeback. And I believe that even in every field where you think about Valga, in this world, you have Sierra Leoneans out there who are specialists.
Absolutely.
Everything we think about, we have them.
Yeah.
But we need to encourage them to come back.
Yes.
Create opportunities for them, pay them well. You don't need to pay until you pay the yanda. I mean, I go turn down a $20,000 job a month in America for a $10,000 job in Sierra Leone. But I think I will live a better life with 10,000 in Sierra Leone than 20,000 in America. So I believe there's something we get to take purposive action to ensure say we attract, not only for whether they send money, remittances. No. We get to make them come. But if they come, but at least go make lights day. Let's say the internet day.
Yes.
Make them open the tap, water they run. Make if you come with a small car, you're going to use na America or wherever it is. Make you able to use them and go all over the place. Make the roads them fine small. Make the banks them able pay for them for able to transact business. Maybe if you left a family under, if you want for send for a family, make it be easy for them to transact business. Those basic things where really government just need for work with the private sector and with the development partners that for help for make we ensure that they happen, and we utilize the resources so they generate from the resources for get those things to happen. It can happen. It's not impossible. We don't prove in the past say it can happen. And so we just need to get the right mindset and get the right motivation and believe that it can happen. And I believe that if we believe in that and know that it can happen, we can do it for our Sierra Leone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. Very detailed response indeed. Fambulem, we will be right back. When I give you a minute, we will be right back after these messages. Thank you.
For quality education for your child, Leon International Academy is your best bet. The school offers quality education from daycare to nursery, primary, junior, and senior secondary levels. At Leon International Academy, the students get the best from a pool of well-trained and qualified teachers. The notch about the school is that French is compulsory from classes 3 to SSS level, computer studies from nursery to SSS level. The school provides well-structured, ventilated, and spacious classrooms with adequate sitting accommodation. Bus services are provided to and from strategic points negotiated by both parents and the administration. The school has an ultra-modern laboratory and state-of-the-art IT facilities. A boarding home facility will be provided this September 2018. Parents who wish to send their children to the boarding home should come mid-August to register their child or what.
We the students go for brilliant performance in speech, writing, coursework, name it all. I just can't wait for the boarding home facilities to come in September 2018.
I'm looking forward to taking the BECA exams in July 2018. Passing the BECA is not my worry, but passing it well is my talent.
Friday, the media team gives reports on weekly activities in and around our school.
Working on a report to give today during L&DS time. This is what we do every Friday.
What I like most is to report on the happenings at the canteen and the playground area.
Bring your child award to Leon International Academy at Momo Drive, Juba. For more information, please call on mobile numbers 079 549 080 or 079 603 560. Leon International Academy is the best in town.
Okay, me fumble there. Now, welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. I want to encourage you now again for share the link. How una reach we on all the social media platform there, and they're right there for you on the screen if you're watching. If you're listening, we day on Facebook, we day on X, we day on LinkedIn, we day on WhatsApp. We're there on all the social media platform there. And the easiest way for reach, we just go to www.richardconte.com. Richard Conte, the Unifier. Okay. All right. Thank you. So Dr. Conte, you just tell me a little bit about the education system. We know saying that the fundamental thing now and we all need for accomplish if we want for become productive members of society. We need at least a basic education for able for read and write and do basic and simple calculations. But the way we education system there right now, this we free quality education. Apparently the education is kind of free, but the quality not quite there. And I see some of we listener themselves and we viewer them also they comment on the lack of quality in the education system. I want to switch gears just a little bit, Dr. Conte, for talk about something we seem for don't take on almost a life of your own in both Sierra Leone and social media. And that now this comment we the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Greenfield Thomas, make a comment, say, we kind of just, erase and kill all hopes of rerun for the APC. And I refer to the 2023 presidential elections. We've been fraught with inconsistencies, and it was definitely nothing that can be described as free, fair, open. And I wonder if you can just comment on Ms. Linda Greenfield in comment.
Well, I don't know what you mean to make a comment on in comment, because I believe say now an opinion you express based upon the information we're available to at the time we make a comment. Me, they always tell people that say, I no like for preempt the outcome of an ongoing process. We, they as part of the tripartite committee, on Tuesday at 2 p.m., we get the press conference. We have to do the formal signing of the terms of reference for we work. In the detailed terms of reference for we work, people that will see exactly the scope of the work and the mandate where we get as a committee for deliver. Waiting to be the outcome of we work at the end of the day. I don't need for preempter. And I want for just encourage people for let we be patient enough to let we wait. I also make people appreciate the fact that we are a committee and not a court. We are a committee and we are not a court. Difference between a committee and a court. The court in the directives and the order for say this will happen. As a court, as a committee, we they make recommendations. And according to the agreement, they say those recommendations, once made, have to be actionable and implementable. So, but from that we get to those recommendations, we therefore agree as a committee on waiting those recommendations then get for be. Right now, I don't know what those recommendations would be, and I don't know which recommendations all parties and the committee will agree to. But we as a party will get their ideas and we will go into the process, the determination, for get down to the bottom of the issues, for get to a better appreciation of the issues, and for ensure say wherever there are concerns, legitimate concerns, we are to the fore. And then we left her now to the leaders for them to take the necessary action for ensure redress and for ensure say we not condone impunity, we not condone wrongdoings, we not condone efforts for undermining democracy. And we also put, once we do that and we set examples, I believe so we also will then lay the foundation for ensure say we entrench the democracy in Sierra Leone and defend them going forward. Now that make in a statement yesterday, they refer to a statement with President Obama in an interview on CNN where he made. He said democracy will only succeed if we, the people, ready for fight for it. I believe that he made that statement there in the context of a country because you see the efforts where people they make in a country for undermine democracy. Then they see the true so, then they say not the true. Then they try for do the other thing. We see the efforts where people they make for even undermine the will of the people in America. And so Obama say, people who believe in democracy, people who believe in the rights of the citizens to choose the leaders who will lead them, will stand up and resist any such efforts to undermine democracy. And I believe that the same is true for Sierra Leone. Clearly, we don't see say, there is a pattern of efforts for undermining democracy and not be ready to accept the reality of waiting go wrong. And I believe, say, as well-meaning Sierra Leoneans, we get to take a stand in defense of democracy, hold people accountable to undermine with democracy, and ensure say we lay the foundations for a more democratic society in which the people then will get the opportunity to elect the leaders where they deserve, the leaders where they want for lead them, and make nobody not impose himself or impose his will or impose whatever he feels say he gets or not get on the people. Not to say right.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Conte. Indeed, democracy now a sacred thing where every sovereign state need forget if we want for encourage we citizenry for be patriots as well as for participate in the economy. Um, Dr. Conte, I want for also just switch way a little bit, kind of still on the same topic, but switch way a little bit for talk about this conversation where they go on about the audit report. Apparently, there's a law in Sierra Leone where say audit reports supposed to be debated na parliament, but currently this audit report they not on table not well, and the calls from the APC whip Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara for letting table don't fall on deaf ears. What are the implications of such kind of thing for democracy, for governance in a country?
Yeah, thank you very much, Valerie. It's a very good question. Like I put the whole question in context. The whole issue about auditing government and submission of the audit reports to Parliament every year, it starts with the APC administration. Before APC came into governance in 2007, it not really happened. APC can start them because the APC government believe in transparency, it believe in accountability, and it believes, say, if we get for fight corruption, it starts with the proper audit, and it starts with ensuring that when audit reports are prepared and submitted consistent with the law, then Parliament gets a responsibility as a first step for look at the report, the data, and then make recommendations. And then based upon those recommendations, the ACC can then come in to do their work. But ACC cannot come in until the Parliament they finish their work. And then they always insist, say, therefore wait for them, like they finish their work. So if the report is that the Parliament is refusing to debate it, but it is stalling the process, then it is clear that somebody will condone corruption. And when you think of the fact, say, under APC, we will get very critical reports from the audit department, Audit Sierra Leone. But APC not ever condemn the leadership of Audit Sierra Leone. In fact, now only under APC, I see an ongoing project. Whilst the implementer can do real-time audit, Ebola. It never happened in the history of Sierra Leone. And when the audit report on act shortcomings, the president then deal with those issues immediately. And just because some of the reports were critical of the government, not be provided justification for the government remover, the Auditor General. No. We kept bilateral affairs there. We accepted our recommendations. We did our best to respond to those recommendations, and that explains why the ratings in the fight against corruption will improve from time to time. But waiting they happen now a deliberate attempt to condone corruption, and that's bad. And we'd expect Parliament to rise above the fray and do the right thing and ensure they debate the audit report, and then the people that they find culpable in that report, take them go to ACC, let the ACC investigate them, and let the chips fall wherever they go for fall. But any deliberate attempt for condone corruption, for hide the facts we detailed out in the audit report, I believe say they undermine good governance of this country, they undermine the fight for corruption, and they reduce the chances for making people respect you internationally. And And I say, even with chances for score other goals internationally, we undermine those chances. So I think say it will be helpful if Parliament take the appropriate steps.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. And I want for just um, move we on a little bit and ask a little bit about how we youth them can participate in terms of helping for secure democracy. I know say we start off with talking a little bit about you address na characters and where you call on them for take on leadership. But I want for make you give me a little bit more of an insight in that area, simply because with the area the youth, um, then they and not just the youth, um, the disabled community, the women, many of the subgroup, then they feel like say they are kind of sidelined. They are um, they're on the side. They're not considered as much as they want to be considered. So, in your with your background of social cohesion building, what are some of the things then where you go advise then group they are for engage in for let them self your own contributions to society be recognized like they should be?
I think I've answered this question earlier, where I talk about the different ways in which they can engage the youths and how, as a government, we get for providing enabling environment for them. And so,
If you can go, maybe Dr. Conte, sorry, if you can go with the women's groups and the
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking.
okay.
And when I talk about youths, I'm not just refer to men. Youths are both men, both women, and he also include the physically challenged. But the only difference there is that those physically challenged, they get your unique limitations we need to be addressed. And I believe, say, me personally don't come across a lot of physically challenged. We're extremely intelligent. And I believe, say, we therefore help them. I know say we get blind school, I know say we get other institutions where they help them, but we get to go beyond that and create facilities. Even if we institutions, we get for do some affirmative action to ensure say they involve them in the everyday things of this country. Make it not be say a disability automatically go mean inability. No, not to inability. They are able to do almost everything with somebody when a normal person could do. If only we don't get disabled players in this country, we don't be ministers. We don't get we don't head institutions. The principal of the blind school was a blind man, but he do very well as a blind man. So I believe so we therefore create those opportunities. One thing I've been like about the Caritas project, where I've been go talk about. Now also the fact say they also the target women. And inside the room yesterday, we've been getting more women than men. And one of the things we are glad for is that at one point now they asked them, how many of you they are one for the members of parliament, one for occupy senior positions. Almost all of them put up their hands. Which means there's now an awareness. This can do spirit today in them. So I believe so we get for put in place measures for create opportunities for girls for excel. We get for create opportunities for protect them from predators where they go after them for try for spoil their chances for excel in education. And we get for ensure say whichever line they choose for pursue, we create opportunities for them. I can give the example of the traders. When you go Abacha Street, you see a woman there. How do they struggle? Many of them, they depend on microcredit. Microcredit now over 60% per annum, 50% per annum. How do they survive with that type of interest rates? That's just a recipe for chaos. They work. That is why when we've been there in government, we set up the SME fund. We give loans to traders at 5% per annum. Because if the loans where they give to traders, the interest rate is too high, they're not going to survive. So basically, we therefore take deliberate actions for ensuring we do that. I welcome the decision in the new PPRC Act, the new elections 2022 Public Elections Act, we create a 30% quota for women. But I also believe so. We're not going to stop at 30%. Women then deserve more than 30% because women are more than 50% of the population of this country. So if we get what we fear, then the need for get at least 50%. You know, but it's a process. This will get there. We don't make a commitment for say when we eventually come back into governance, we will ensure say no less than 30% of all political appointments must be women. And we do that day, and not only a cosmetic appointment for say without appointing them, it is to very sensitive positions. When under APC, the Commissioner General was a woman. The head of the SLRSA was a woman. The head of EPA was a woman. We had women generals. We had women occupying key positions in cabinet. Foreign minister was a woman. The health minister was a woman. The social welfare minister was a woman. The energy minister was a woman. And we had a whole array of deputy ministers that were women. And they all excelled in their own various ways. And I believe the women can do even better. We men have had our own unfair chance to actualize and deliver to this country. I think so this is a time for women where they also rise up when they get the opportunity. But you know what? Power, they know they give you on a silver platter. You get for faithful.
Yes.
Women have to rise up and demand what rightfully belongs to them. Do not wait for man, they forgive them.
Yes.
Democracy is a game of numbers. They have the numbers. But guess what? Whenever they mention woman in name for any position, the greatest opposition to the woman are from women. That is that. Women for learn or support each other. But again, when you opportune for get into a position, not see the other woman as the target to bring down. Help for raise up another woman. Help for build up another woman. When women then come together and support each other, we can go places. That is my conviction.
Thank you so much, Dr. Conte. I really like the last couple of things where you say woman, their need for band together and pull each other up. And you also mentioned something where actually, one of my own favorite saying there, and it's somebody called Frederick Douglass, we talk he say, power concedes nothing without demand. So you're very right for say, as woman there, if we want power, we cannot sit down and wait for let them hand into on a silver platter. We actually need for fet for them. I mean, really want to ask you one last question, but I think say I go hold off on that question there, because as usual, it is 5 minutes to the end of our show, and I want to give you that time there for make you bring a personal message to Sierra Leoneans, to the youth, to women, to people with disabilities, to all Sierra Leoneans where might they feel disenfranchised, as well as to the whole country, and in particular to the APC grassroots, and bring you message to them for today. I know say you always get a message for we. And as they bring that message there, if you can just maybe tie in this whole idea of now we say you on let we say can't inside for can't eat. We don't encourage say the youth them for can't eat, but how then would change that mindset they let them say can't say for can't eat. Let not be saying for can't eat, but for can't work. Thank you, Dr. Conte. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Balda. You know, the closing statement will take a different turn today, because you last part when you talk that about for start. You know, I dey find out say most times part of the reason why governments then they fail, successful governments that they fail, na because of this mentality for say now we turn. That's why they don't turn down pass. Now we don't turn down cap. That is the mentality what we need for wipe out of Sierra Leone. Now that mentality they will there in people, now make as soon as people they can, their first line of action now for sack all man where they perceive say they deal with the other government, don't become enemy. And then fed themselves, then put them out. Some square pegs in round holes. And all what they want for do and for just eat and eat and eat. And when they eat now, they empty the kitty. The bank governor get for run away. First time in the history of Sierra Leone, when the bank governor run away. They eat stay, bank governor run away. The bank governor go to parliament, or they go talk say if they get caught for bribe. He used the word bribe. They no saka. Now in gains he run away. This just show how far things they don't go. This idea for say we will come when you go into government, now for serve, not to forgo thief. You go into government because you believe say you want for offer something to your country. You want for left a mark where tomorrow they will remember you for what you do. Say what you want to say about APC, but everybody will remember that for all the major infrastructural projects will not take place inside Sierra Leone, they take place under the regime of the APC. Say what you want to say about APC, but they will tell you say under APC, all man be they feel free to go about in business. And they don't discriminate deliberately against anybody because of the region, the tribe, or the political persuasion. People from different persuasions will be part of the governance architecture and then go on. So it is not that APC will tell me for Gancha. No. It is a time to come and serve. I think if we start with that mentality, some of the actions where this government take at the time where they take over, where they leave it out to which side we so today, they're not for not take it. If we don't know, say government will change hands, but government will continuous. Now only a transition when they happen from one administration to another. That not mean say you go for Canada and say everybody you go to this government. If you not be there for work, you go to change it, you can inherit. People had to work with the past government for you to come and have the government you will inherit and lead and govern. I think so we need to do that. And that is why I say we have to go back and engage with the youths. Where we say if we quell this place, then they suffer past the old one. Then. Youths must take up responsibility for shape the your future. They're not for sit down and sitting the well and say to the business. Now on a business, you have to step up, take on what rightfully belongs to you. We get to create opportunities for young people to actualize their potentials. We get to attract foreign direct investment into this country. We get to attract Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora for come in, use their expertise, use their resources for develop this country. I give you the examples of what happened in Ghana. In fact, in Ghana also, even Ghanaians where they abroad, where you can build a small 7-8 bedroom house in Accra. They make one small corner where they put 1 room and parlor or 2 room and parlor for himself. Where he want for car holiday, he tell the manager, they come from this time to this small apartment, not get to post it. They can stay with your family for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you go back. they make a guest house. That is why you have a proliferation of high quality small guest houses in Ghana. The same is true for Nigeria. Every Nigerian gets an entrepreneurial spirit. They want for invest. You know, when you invest, may I live an example. When things change, if you not get job safe, you are fine. Now 10 years now, not get job. I don't cap in hand to beg anybody. Because in all my life, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always believed if I have 5 cents, I will eat 2 cents, save 1 cent, invest 2 cents. And so it is those 3 cents that I invested when I was working that I'm now using today for leave on. And that is the spirit I make every youth, every woman, every young person make it in life. Think well, be innovative, be entrepreneurial, invest, serve your country, care about your integrity, care about your image. Because when you are no more, that is what they will remember you for. And if you're concerned about that, we all be waiting right for the country, and we all be build a better Sierra Leone with posterity to judge you correctly. Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it, folks. Dr. Conte, don't give any final closing statement. Thank you so much for joining us today. Would they say goodbye to from both Sierra Leone and Mayday, Canada? Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Good evening. My name is Abia Sapir, and today I will be the host for the panel discussion of the Unifier Hours. And just to reiterate what Dr. Conte said before he left, he said, we follow we see with democracy work, we get for team up forum, we get for faith forum, we get for rise up forum, because democracy now we right. So today I get some panelists then will go join me, follow we continue the discussion and forward to waiting Dr. Conte don't talk about, follow we give a better explanation of all the conversation will happen. So with the invite the panelists them this time, I think I get Pasheka, I get Mr. Usman again today. Welcome, gentlemen. And I will start with you, Mr. Usman, to say hello.
Hello, Fambulem, Onakushe.
Okay, and Mr. Sheka, to you.
Good evening, Sierra Leoneans. Unakabo.
All right. So today we don't know who Dr. Conte is about. So we see the unifier mean. And Mr. Sheka, I want to introduce yourself to the people. Who are you to the unifier?
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Abiose. Me na Sheka Clever Kamara, the unifier. I mean, the chairman of the diaspora for the unifier. I don't join the unifier over 8 years ago, where we don't see we don't see Dr. Conte say na a potential leader far back 2008, 2009, who I been don't know Dr. Conte. And from that, I begin to engage the young man because of all routine he don't prescribe, he don't do na Sierra Leone for himself, as in family, as he been a talk, and for the public service. So,
all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sheka. Thank you for all the hard work what you do. We see, and Mr. Usman, I want you to comment a little bit on the qualification of the unifier, aka Dr. Richard Conte.
Wow. Well, to be very candid, very honest with all of the listeners and the viewers in Sierra Leone, Dr. Conte and I come from a very humble background. In Papana being teacher, he is a very caring man, a family man. He's a lecturer, a teacher, a civil rights activist. He's an executive, he's a visionary, a courageous leader, a fearless leader, someone with entrepreneurial skills and that has the ability to change Sierra Leone. The unifier is not only uh, a coin phrase. Now, something way right now, Dr. Richard Conte is one of the few leaders in Sierra Leone. We get what it takes to unify we country. We country don't so polarize. So we need somebody with the character of unification. So Dr. Conte has the ability to bring the South, the East, the West together. He has what it takes. Remember, born in the North, went to school in the South, lectured in the South, and it don't. I mean, he has what it takes from ECOWAS to
Yeah,
UN to Sierra Leone and to the State House. So if you want
yeah,
to tell you
that
about Richard Conte, I can tell you all day.
okay. So you know what? When I did listen to this conversation about Dr. Richard Conte, I be so moved. I'm like, it seems like say it don't live all over the country. So no wonder way in message now about unify and how for unify the nation because literally.
Oh, okay. We
Yes,
need.
while we wait for Abiose, we
Yeah.
can continue to talk about Dr. Richard Conte. I can talk about him all day. All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Okay, you're back. Are you back?
No, I'm not sure he's back yet, but you can continue for giving a back. Oh, he's back.
Oh, she's back.
I'm here. Sorry, guys. See, that is the internet. They rely on us. So I make when they say AI, they can no for depend on that because we still need more time. You know what I mean? Eh? But anyway, for go back, Kusa, we stop. So you see, in qualification, I mean, look at the past leaders, them where don't lead from Sheki, Momo, and all of the leaders, them, especially at the APC Party. And I feel like say it overqualified. What's on I think, Mr. Sheka? Just
Oh,
1 second on that.
of course, that is an understatement.
Yeah.
The man is overqualified. I mean, the man is everything. So all Sierra Leoneans need to do is then look at this man, say, this is our savior. Let me give him the chance for making save this country.
I like that. Say this not the time. I think where we as a nation forgive somebody we qualify, we get the experience, we don't work on every department, pretty much, and every part of the country we don't able for interact with people that from the different tribes. Them. But I want we talk about something where he talk about the youth. I like the comments that he make about the youth, them, especially the statement for say the youth, now the future leader, he gets a different spin about it. Say the youth, now the leaders them of now, now the leaders them of today. Mr. Usman, why don't you make a comment on that? How we for make them youth there understand, say, yes, this are on a time, this are the time we una for be active.
Well, Dr. Conte put on very clearly, power, none they give you a silver plate. You get for demand it and you get for go for them. The youth of Sierra Leone are the future. Or Inky always say, in all believe say the future tomorrow. In believe say not today. So the government should encourage the youth and help them in whatever way so they go actualize their potential. They have so much talent. It say we for encourage the entrepreneurial skills. The youth are innovative, they are creative, they have what it takes. We should give them, like he mentioned about APC giving 75% scholarship. The government today mentioned about education. I'll say that education is free, but it's not quality. Okay, we need to educate with Pekin. We need to expose them. He talk about Ghana, how each school get a tractor. We are boasting of agriculture. Go to the school then at this country, you not go see any tractor. So the youth need to be empowered. If they want to be engineers, encourage them. If they want to be agriculturists or whatever, doctors, lawyers, business people. So the youth are the future, and we need to encourage them. And Dr. Conte has what it takes. He already don't lay in plan out for the youth.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Usa. Mr. Sheka, it's now one thing where he talk about where we let me I don't say why we didn't salon. If you now we parents they encourage you for be doctors, lawyers. If you're not a doctor or you're not a lawyer, you're not a better picking. And then, you know, when you go school, if you go play ball and they beat you, but it's a different spin. Waiting Dr. Richard is say here. He say, wait them for land. He say, but if they play ball, he say, support them, encourage them. Comment on that.
Thank you very much. You see, every human being gets his own ability. He gets his own strength. And when Dr. Conte been talking, that's been the, come to my mind. We all different in our life. So under these circumstances, if the youth, as Dr. Conte actually rightfully stated, if we build up on the youth, when I say youth, men and women, if we build them up, we encourage them, then see, Sierra Leone has so much potential. As Dr. Bindi talk about that, it's unbelievable. You go see some of their youth, they are in Sierra Leone. What thing they do, the innovation, what they don't do. So you go see somebody be, like he said, he mentioned keke, he mentioned helicopter, he mentioned so many things, what they don't do. And when my friend, Mr. Kamara, when they talk about education, what Dr. Conte mentioned with APC, say about the 75%. The 75% was a grant where they go to the educational sector for pushing the educational people, for the students, so they were able to afford for going to school.
All right, talking about afford, let's shift a bit. I'm sorry, I know say I cut you thought a bit. Afford, Mr. Usman, quality education. For me, when I think about quality, since I don't know a little bit, quality na environment, education, the environments will be conducive. The people there for able to get access to things. They're not for able for fets. Like me, where I be there, secondary school, I cannot even afford pamphlets. Honestly, I go go sell a cassada for lay before I go lesson. I'm not able to go lesson, and because of that, you see, say that they affect the grade. So how this government here, or maybe where Dr. Richard Conte in time reach, how they go able for make this education become quality to the people there? How we go avoid them after seeing the answer where they disturb the picking there?
Well, some of we, like me in particular, I studied youth development in America. Me na be youth program specialist for the Dauphin County in Pennsylvania, wherein I help for bring and raise American youth. And this thing about Sierra Leonean youth, we have so much. But remember, it's like a building. If the foundation not strong, the building, they collapse, evidently. So that foundation, the youth, now they will get for build them from that kindergarten stage, quality education, and encourage them. If not sports, they want to play. Trust me, they can be successful sports person. If not mechanic, like what Dr. Conte will bring them down. We they catch them while they're young, and you train them up, and look at their abilities, look at their talents, look at their callings, look at what they're good at, and you build that up. If not science lab, if not doctor, if not business, if not engineering, you encourage that. Dr. Conte is hit the nail on the head. For me, as a youth program specialist in the US, I help youth in America. Even my own Pekin, a footballer. He play American football. Right now, he's one of the coaches of one of the 10 most prominent universities in America. Because when he small now, ball he want play. So I encourage him to play ball. Now you get a master's degree and it is still there for ball. So I feel say Sierra Leone people and get talent, what we able to build up. And with a leader like Dr. Conte with vision is seeing the end at the beginning. It already see the potential. And we know where would they go with the city affordability. The school then too, people don't get money. What's that the amount and they pay people under for putting Pekin at college? So if the government not provide subsidies for help the student and for go learn, we get a lot of dropouts.
Okay.
It's not because they don't have money. It's not because they don't have talent. They don't have the money, so they drop out, especially the girls.
Let's talk about the girls. I was gonna go there. The girls and the women. You know, I like the question where the moderator asked about women in politics, women involving in other things. Dr. Richard Conte say 30% is not enough, and I agree with her for say 30% not enough. So, Mr. Shek, I want to talk to you. So I get people that we don't go salon. For me, I'm new to politics. I'm not be interested anyway. But when I meet Dr. Isha Conte as a young woman, I'm very interested. And now that's why I'm very engaging. But the question where I get, and one of the things for me will be the bother me, I'm married, me not married woman. And me moral belief, I get moral beliefs them. I get standards the way be say, nobody know they step on. And because of that, where I be there salon, I be there into politics before. I be they go youth engagement in one of the parties. I don't have to call the name. But later we see how they see the way woman and they go to go. I don't want to do that. I say no, that is not for me. Because for let them give you position, they got man then go want for sleep with you, and most of the women and they give into that. So I want to talk on that because for let we teach these young people then say young picking them, young one they like me, young girl picking and say no. Now you right for let you participate, not to favor any man they do you for let you day into politics. I want you go comments on that. Give me 2 minutes. You can go and let Mr. Miguel also Usman talk on that.
Okay. I did paraphrase Mrs. Clinton, a lot of Clinton, one time when he did have politics. He said, woman not to just for dinner kitchen for big cookies. And exactly she's right. Women, they get potential most times more than men. Because one of the things I know about women is when they say then they do something, they put their focus on it, they more succeed. They have the patience, they must succeed in that. And therefore, as you as a woman now, the moderate way this afternoon, I will continue for encourage you and encourage others for making a come into the public service, particularly politics. And one of the things I believe to say, I thank you, Dr. Conte, for the encouragement with me. What I believe to say for do na Sierra Leone is, for begin for do externship, woman them, men them, who don't go to college or even from high school, bring them into the public service political offices, make them do externship, make them get the feel of how politics they work. So that's going to motivate them for making them participate into the politics. And
all right. I like that. I like the internship or externship. Mr. Mega, talk on that. Because honestly, even for getting to that extent, not a difficult place that country day. You know what I mean? I don't in a bank where as you don't saw they watch one of the man, they stop the woman and waist. In my mind, I'm like, are you out of your mind? And in the same way, you're not going to walk in this country. You see the abuse? Talk on that, man.
Well, there is some things that is not condoning. It should not condone that. We not go agree padande.
Yeah.
We culture and the girls, them vulnerable in a sense because of poverty and the lack of opportunity and encouragement and a lack of funding. The girls are forced to do things that go against their own moral standards. You know, it is sad, but we're in a culture wherein a masculine, a man dominated, and everything looks at, let's see if you get for sell yourself. As a woman, I don't even know how they will feel. But me, they feel say, we youth them. If we able to train them from that kindergarten stage, take to the teenager, till they become an adult, they know them potential and they know what they're supposed to do, and provide them the avenue for them to excel. I feel say some of these things will be cut out. Because when the picking know they college, they do engineering or they do doctorate or lawyer or they want to do business or whatever it choose for do, then it get funding, they not get for go sell himself, for get money for paying school fee, or you not get for good market himself, for get a job, because it is trained according to in talent and then jobs are lined up. It is solve most of those issues. So in terms of because of the climate, because of the culture, because of the hardship, then they make then they go do them things and then they make some man say they even have the ability for even try to do that to the girls. Because if the girl able know themselves and they get the opportunity, then they can always say no. You know, and we need to protect the women. We need to protect the women. We need to protect the girls.
We do, and I agree with you definitely for say the environment where we day Now that is not the problem. And like you say, I get picking and also then they start for teach them from where they're small, who that then be and then right. I think as Sierra Leone and then we get first starts. I want to cancel you, Mr. Shekhar. I know say you want to comment on that, but we don't get time. We have a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the tripartite, tripartite committee, the comments of the UN representative. So Dr. Isha Conte saying a committee, saying not to court, saying a recommendations, then they make and but for that recommendation, then get for agree on them. I want you to talk more on that, Pesheka.
Thank you very much. See, maybe I need to go back to school, make I go learn English.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they say so, when the ambassador, Mrs. Linda Thomas Greenfield, because all in the video they go around saying that's what he said this with the gap can't get or run off. Me no see, I don't listen more than 5-6 times. The simple question what they asked him was on confirmed information that as a rerun election go take place in Sierra Leone. Now, so the host ask them on confirmed information, they go around say that this a rerun elections get 14. What was the answer? Simple statement said, I have wait a minute, a right hand somewhere. He said, I don't know about that. A paraphrase, not in exact word that. He said, I'm not aware of that. So what in they want to tell you? When somebody say, now this are the area, this say, I'm not aware of that. It to me is clear. Dr. Conte not go able for come talk now say now XYZ. Well, get me an opinion about what you listen to. I go able for tell you say there is no rerun election where America so they recommend, where America they support, then give money 1.5 million for say voting then go able for put together and recommend for future elections. So therefore, all the corruptions, all what the complaints, all the what is what they go around, make it go stop. Now that they want for make it go happen for future elections.
All right. So in essence, confirm, deny. It say I'm not aware of that. That means in order for indulge in that conversation there. So so let we wait. I think we will just be patient, Sierra Leone people. For let we wait for the recommendation. Tuesday not the far, I think. And then we wait patiently so that we go see what's not the recommendations there. Mr. Usman, we not get enough time, but I want to talk about the auditor report where Parliament they refuse for Wincam. So what did that tell you? So
well, for me, I can always say this. Auditor's report, it's very good for a government for looking to like APC, they allow the auditor for report. And then after the parliament agrees, the ACC can jump in. But in this particular government where we leader pretty much in charge of all the institutions, because instead I don't state and say, because there's problems in all the institutions, it forget involved in all of them. So with that, when Dr. Conte says somebody controls corruption, so I'm not saying that the leader is controlling corruption, but if your hand is in all the institutions and nothing happens without your approval, then if the parliament is saying, oh, this auditor report, let me look into them, then they will push them out for let ACC look at control. Corruption is being controlled in Sierra Leone. And until we become individual entities where we get checks and balances, where we're able to do our job without the infringement of any other person, then Sierra Leone, we are in for something. Because me feel say the auditor's report, when parliament don't look and recommend, then ACC jump in. ACC not they come in before parliament. Now parliament first before ACC. So, but if parliament, they don't hold the leg, I don't understand. So all I can say about that, somebody is controlling corruption in Sierra Leone.
Yes, it is. It means something Yuki they play and we cannot wait for you waiting at that Yuki. You know, one of the things where Awala we talk about Pesheka before we go now about Dr. Isha Conte mentioned is say we for encourage Sierra Leonean the way they overseas, where they are specialists them for let them come for invest and for let them come for help my the country by providing the basic things and where we need. You know, I think it's 2 years ago I go salon after so many years with me whole family me picking them and for even get petrol now work. We need for get connection. I think we'll be for call actually Dr. Conte for let we able for get petrol. Can you imagine that? And then the bank, you for know somebody there for let you get money. So this for me when I go for 4 weeks, but in 2 weeks time I really be one for return back. But imagine that. So it's talk about on this issue also. How then they are the impacts the nation, how then they are the impacts the contribution of people that we don't come, they oversee where one for go settle over yonder. Pesheka, you get 1 minute here.
For instance, like you get potentials. You don't come here. You don't train yourself. You don't read book. You're not professional. We need for men. We support people within the diaspora. For make they encourage them, for make them go back and do some investment. I'll tell you one thing, I always say this. If diaspora then close their accounts, they not send money in Sierra Leone. They not send money just for 1 week, Sierra Leone they close. So that don't tell say how powerful diaspora we did. If we, as we did, so now we aware, we on power what we get, we go able for come back. Dr. Conte stated something very, very important. He said Ghanaians, Nigerians, what did they do now? Then they come together as a ball, then go and do some investments, either build hospitals, measure hospitals, which is a key in Sierra Leone. Today, the health sector is very bad. You come on here, you go to Sierra Leone, you pray to God, make nothing happen to you. You come.
All right.
Anything will happen at Sierra Leone, you go see the doctor, malaria, typhoid. That is the diagnosis, what they diagnose people.
Yeah, malaria and typhoid. Mr. Mega, you know what's our Usman, you know what's our ask you about? I know few people in the medical team or in the like even with Ebola. Me now one of those will be involved. Like we raise some stuff like gloves and stuff them and send in a salon. But then when we go, we find out say then they will send and they sell them na streets. How is that encouraging? So we within us. So how that they encourage you for let we invest at all?
Well, actually, first of all, if I can comment on this diaspora involvement in Sierra Leone, we need to take out the two SIM, okay? We need to take out the two SIM. That will bring a easy flow into the government, into investment, into building Sierra Leone. We not the diaspora, now we really move the engine, the economy engine of Sierra Leone right now. Okay. Now, so if you don't born Pekin, you don't train them, send them abroad, you go study, when you come back home, you say, okay, well, because you don't go and I don't go become citizen, you know, they participate now again. Now, one disenfranchisement than we need to sell to that. The next thing, where you then hire, you don't get together, you don't send them. Of course, because of poverty, hardship, you don't get people of integrity. Most of them, there are very few Sierra Leoneans. You know what you want with man tell me now? He said if you get somebody in a Sierra Leone where they give you 80% of what you invest, keep them. He said because most of them will give you 40%, 30%, 50%. So if you find any Sierra Leonean where they will produce for you 80%, now a good Sierra Leonean. So in other words, like we were into the non-profit.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
I mean,
we're out of time.
we can talk about corruption at Sierra Leone all day.
Yes, I know.
But we need to fix the problem, and Dr. Conte can fix the problem.
Sure, for sure. I'm sure. With all the knowledge and the experience, we believe, say, now one of the greatest person there we go fits for the time for the nation at this time. We not get time for even say goodbye, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening and following us, and we hope say we go see you now next week. If you get question, please feel free for left and if you're interested also for being this show, let us know. Send us a message via Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform you're listening to, and we can invite you at some point to come here. All right, y'all have a great night and God bless you.
Good night.
Good night.